What's up, everybody? How y'all doing today? I'm doing pretty good myself. I guess I'm doing pretty good every day if I'm still alive. Amen. Got kind of an interesting story today. Kind of deals with choices and our two-party system, which we've discussed before in the past. We got Democrats and Republicans. Now, there's a lot of people out there that think that there's a uniparty, that, you know, each party is simply controlled opposition. And in some sense, you could say that, and you can see it with the way they vote on a lot of things. You know, a lot of them vote for some of these bills that they say, you know, I didn't want to vote for this, but blah, 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 you know, and they'll give some whatever reason. And it's like, you know, it's you're all working for the same people. But if given a third choice, would we take that choice? And would that choice be any good? I mean, we do have the Libertarian Party, but that party is so small, it's pretty much insignificant. They never really run a candidate for president. When they do, nobody really knows about them. You do have some libertarians that get local positions and whatnot, but for the most part, they're not really anything to sneeze at. But this is a very interesting story coming up today. Check this out, y'all. A no-labels push in closely divided Arizona fuels Democratic anxiety about a Biden spoiler. I know. Joe Biden again. But this ain't about Joe Biden, I promise you. Don't change the channel. Check this out. More than 15,000 people in Arizona have registered to join a new political party floating a possible bipartisan unity ticket against Joe Biden and Donald Trump. While that's less than the population of each of the state's 40 largest cities, it's still a number big enough to tip the presidential election in a critical swing state. And that is alarming people trying to stop Trump from winning the White House again. The very existence of the No Labels group is fanning Democratic anxiety about Trump's chances against an incumbent president facing questions about his age and record, while it hasn't committed to running candidates for president and vice president. No Labels has already secured ballot access in Arizona and 10 other states. Its organizers say they are on track to reach 20 states by the end of this year and all 50 states by Election Day. And you know what? I am all for this. I mean, yes, it does give Trump a better chance of winning, which this country needs somebody other than Joe Biden. I'm not going to say we need Donald Trump, but we need Trump's policies. I'll put it that way. What we don't need is the other side, the Democrats, going absolutely freaking apeshit when Donald Trump gets elected in 2024. They're going to do everything they can to stop him. They're going to go, like I said, absolutely apeshit because it's Donald Trump. I don't understand why they despise this man so much. Look, in America, the people run the government. Supposed to, right? And Donald Trump has a proven record of giving more power to the people. So I don't understand what people's hang-up about Donald Trump is. I know it's the freaking media narrative machine that has really sullied his reputation. But all you got to do is pay a little bit of attention, folks, and you'll see that Donald Trump's policies were great. But let's keep going. If they have someone on the ballot who is designed to bring the country together, that clearly draws votes away from Joe Biden and does not draw votes away from Donald Trump, said Ron McLeod, a Democratic strategist in Arizona. That's raising the stakes for Biden allies who are mounting furious pressure campaign against No Labels and politicians taking meetings up with the group. Of course the Democrats are going to come after this. They want total control over everything. The Democratic Party really needs to change their name to the Communist Party because all of their policies, everything they do seems to point in that direction. They have outright communists who are in the Democratic Party. They will say this. This isn't some kind of fringe right-wing conspiracy. These people are openly admitting that they're communists. Okay? We fought an entire Cold War, defeated communism, or so we thought. But I guess in defeating the USSR, their communist trolls just slowly migrated over to the United States and started sowing seeds of discourse. And now we have a major problem with communism in this country. It's nuts. And the Democrats are trying to stop this because that goes against the communist whatever. Communism doesn't like opposition at all. The death tolls from communism prove that. Let's keep going. In Arizona, which Biden won by about 10,000 votes, the Democratic Party sued Secretary of State Adrian Fontes, also a Democrat, to try to prevent no labels from being on the ballot. Wow, that's just crazy. Like I said, though, of course they did. The party lost in court and then dropped its lawsuit. Now Democrats are pushing Fontes to force No Labels to disclose its donors, having insinuated that the group is being supported by conservatives, attempting to thwart Biden. Right. Conservatives are going to create a whole nother political group to compete with themselves. Sure. That is a far left-wing, dumb, idiotic conspiracy right there. Right. Yeah. Shoot yourself in the foot. No Labels has so far refused to name how it's funding its work, saying it follows federal law and wants to protect the privacy of its donors. Yeah, of course. Fontes has not committed publicly, but it is expected to announce a decision in the coming weeks after telling No Labels he may take action against the group for failing to register under the state's campaign finance law. His decision is likely to be challenged in court. Of course, everything gets challenged in court. Some of the anti-No Labels efforts here are quixotic. A perennial candidate from outside Phoenix signed up as a No Labels candidate and declared himself chairman of No Labels, Pinal County chapter, in part so he could run for state office and try to force the party to follow the state's campaign finance reporting laws. It's kind of like a performance art piece, said Richard Grayson, who promptly, after switching to No Labels, endorsed Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. And there's some conspiracy that conservatives are running this thing? Yeah, right. Biden's narrow 2020 victory came with the help of anti-Trump Republicans, right-leaning independents, and voters who disliked both candidates but saw Biden as a better option than Trump. He'll need their support to win a rematch. Yes, Biden has no chance to win against Trump. I'm not even sure Biden's going to be in this next election. He is getting really bad to where he really can't do much. I know I'm not trying to spend my whole time here on Biden, but he's a problem. I mean, can we all admit that Biden is a problem? Let's keep going. In Arizona, Biden was endorsed by former Republican Senator Jeff Flake and Cindy McCain, the widow of Senator John McCain, a lifelong Republican who publicly clashed with Trump. If even a small number of those voters were to back a No Labels candidate next year, Biden could fall short. Biden will fall short. No third-party candidate has ever won the presidency or even come close. In the modern era, the strongest performer was Ross Perot in 1992, but he didn't earn a single electoral vote. That's crazy. I thought Ross Perot was a lot popular than that. Of course, I was a little kid. I was like 10 years old. I still remember Ross Perot. I remember how funny he looked. He looked weird. Anyway, let's keep going. He did, however, earn a reputation as a spoiler to then-President George H.W. Bush. Democrats blame Green Party nominee Jill Stein for spoiling Hillary Clinton's would-be victory in 2016 when Stein got more votes in Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin than Trump's margin of victory. In 2020, a shift of just 45,000 votes in Arizona, Georgia, and Wisconsin would have been enough to tilt the election from Biden to Trump. Yeah, we almost won. We need to convince the political world that being involved with this is a bad idea, said Matt Bennett, executive vice president of the center-left group Third Way. If you're a potential candidate of theirs, you're going to be a Jill Stein 2.0. Once again, it's a Democrat trying to shut down an option, a third option, because every presidential cycle we seem to only get two options. It would be nice to have a third option. But supporters of No Labels insist that the political climate is far different heading into 2024, with wide swaths of voters in both parties exhausted by years of turmoil and chaos in Washington, and a whole lot of deception. These are unprecedented times, said Benjamin Chavez, a former head of the NAACP who is now working with No Labels. Never before has such a large number of Americans expressed their concerns and expressed their views and their aspirations for more choices. Like I said, at least 13,500 people have registered with No Labels in Arizona's two largest counties, which include Phoenix and Tucson, with roughly 1,900 registered in the state's other counties, according to the most recent figures available. So that tells me that most of these people in this No Party are Democrats, are disaffected liberals who are tired of the Democratic Party, which, like this analysis said earlier, does spell good for Donald Trump and could be good for the country if the Democrats would just calm down a little bit and let Donald Trump do his thing, obliterate the deep state, and get us back on track. We'd have the economy booming. We'd be back on top of everything. We'd be doing great. But they want to throw scandal after scandal after scandal at Donald Trump and tear half the nation apart because people are tired of everybody throwing shit at Donald Trump. Because they don't call him Teflon Don for no reason. About half of registrants in August were formerly independent, and another quarter were newly registered, according to Sam Almy, a Democratic data analyst based in Phoenix. The rest came mostly from the two major parties. 14% were previously Democrats, and 11% have been Republicans. While only about a quarter of the newly registered No Label members came from the major parties, they're much likelier to vote. About 63% of former Democrats and 65% of former Republicans voted in 2020, while only 45% of the former independents cast a ballot. No Labels party members skew younger. More than half are younger than 35, according to Almy, and just 5% are older than 65. 12% of them live in the 4th Congressional District, which includes Arizona State University. If No Labels runs candidates, anybody can vote for them whether if they've joined the party or not. No Label leaders say they'll decide after the Super Tuesday primaries in March whether to run a candidate who would be nominated at a convention in Dallas in April. The group has not said how the candidate would be chosen, but hopes to publish a plan next month. No Label has ties to moderates from both parties, among them Democratic Senator Joe Manchin, of course, West Virginia former independent Senator Joe Lieberman of Connecticut, former Republican Governor John Huntsman of Utah, and Republican Governor Larry Hogan of Maryland. The group also could pick a business leader or retired military officer. Ryan Clancy, chief strategist for No Labels, said their decision will not be influenced by head-to-head polling of the chosen candidates against Trump and Biden. Such a poll would be meaningless because a large swath of voters won't know anything about the No Labels candidate before the campaign is run, he said. No Labels leaders vehemently deny that they'll be a spoiler for Trump and say they'll only proceed if their candidate has a path to victory, but it's unclear how certain that path will have to be. This is something we're still working through, Clancy said. So, I'm loving this news. We need more choices. I would much rather 4 parties in this country. That would be great. If the parties could get along and not so much corruption and discourse in this country. That would also be great. Here's looking at you, congressmen and senators and every other single fucking politician alive. Chill out. Stop attacking the other side so much and focus on doing your job, okay? If you are a career politician, focus on doing the job for the people, making our lives better, making the government run smoothly. That's what you're here for. Now, I'm sorry if it sounded like I was bitching at my audience. I wasn't. I am bitching at career politicians and politicians who are willing to lie, cheat, and be as deceptive as possible for political power. That is for you. But thank you guys for watching. That's all I got for this one. Be sure to hit that like button and share this with somebody. You know, I'm trying to spread this around. I'm trying to get this thing rolling. So, you know, share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter or X. You know, share it everywhere. Share it on YouTube, for that matter. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. And have a good one. Peace.